Alright, so we're going to try to add this front bumper panel here, right? Kind of tilts back. And it's a hard one because we don't have all the edges we need to see. We're actually gonna do here is we're gonna worry about the actual headlights later on. We're gonna get these panels done. So the big thing here is on this side view, we need a point on this line right here, so we can project that into a sketch and start drawing the other lines. So there's different ways to add points. You can add a point. You can add one at intersection of two lines, intersection of a plane and a surface line. So that one you can select a line and you need a surface to cut through it, wherever that intersection is. So useful work plane to put in here is to put a work plane where you're going to want that line to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a work plane, offset from a plane. We're going to offset it from the bottom here. And then we're going to grab it and drag it up here. And we're going to get to the side view and see exactly where we want this work plane. The idea is we're going to draw what this front edge of this bumper is going to look like. Actually, let me go into the course page here in the background and look at a few actual images of the Cybertruck to get our kind of brain on straight here in terms of what we ought to be doing. So let's see here. Just navigating to these images, right? And it's a good point in the drawing to kind of step back. Excuse me, good point in the modeling to kind of step back and take inventory here, right? You're still going to have to cut out this window frame, some detail there we need to figure out. The solar panel, maybe we'll, after we thicken it, add some detail. We got to do something with the windshield right here. We're making this all one big panel right now. The windshield goes pretty much straight across here, so we'll have to figure out what's going on. Now this is where we're focusing up here. We're not worrying about these bottom edges yet. We'll do that later. That's a pretty easy thing to make, the bottom lips, once we get these made. So right now we're really just focusing on this panel, and the other side. You can see it in this view here as well. This is a nice one. So we're going to be drawing this edge right here. All right. So that work plane we're working on right now, I'm going to grab it and move it up. All right. And I want it to be at the intersection of this line on the drawing and this line in the model. And actually, I got pretty lucky here, the way it snapped there. You might have to adjust these numbers by hand manually in order to get it to go right where you want it. So I want it to go there. I'll do that. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to add a work point. A work point and an intersection between a plane and a line. So we're going to intersect this line and this work plane. That doesn't appear to work. It worked. Plane. All right, let's try it again. A work point. Intersection of plane, surface, and a line. So that line and that surface. There it is. Showed up. Beautiful. Awesome. All right, I'm going to do the same on the other side here. Now, that work point, what that allows us to do is that allow us to project into a sketch. If we were doing 3D sketching, we could connect 3D sketches right to that point. We might do that for the couple of lines on the panels. We'll see. Some lines, so that line, this work plane, there's the point. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start a sketch on this work plane. Now, one of the tricks here is the front drawing of the Cybertruck is farther ahead than the bottom. Now, we did that so it would line up with the side image. The top view in this image that we have is flawed. It just shows one single line for the bumper. It should actually look like two lines. So this drawing we're using is not perfect in that respect. So let me get over to the view we have been using. What you see is this line we're drawing here. This is actually the farthest point forward on the whole Cybertruck. That previous line we did up went out as far as this. So what we got to do is we got to get that position referenced in the sketch on top. So we got to start a new sketch on the central plane here. All right. And this is purely for the reference of where this front of this line is going to be. I'm going to put a point there where the front of this ought to be. Right there. All right. Finish sketch. Now, I can go into that sketch I was working on I haven't started that one yet. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a sketch on this work plane. And you'll see here real quick, you'll see, oops, what happened here? It's happened to me before. I don't know why they did that. All right, I'm going to delete this sketch. I'm going to start a 2D sketch on this work plane. And now look, that point I put there, I can project that now. Oops, is that the point? No, I got to project. Oh man, I just deleted my sketch I made. Oops, my bad. There's the sketch, sketch 25. I don't want to delete that. I'm going to start a new sketch on this work plane. All right, that was my bad. Now I project this geometry. All right, so there's the sketch on the side view. I project that up into this drawing. And what that's going to make sure is that this front arc that I draw of this line of the bottom of the headlights will be where I want it to be in the other plane. Now the other geometry I need to project here is that work point I made, not this corner. You got to be very careful here. I need that work point that I made in this sketch because that line curves, right? So I can't go from the corner. I got to go from that work point I made. Got to get that in this sketch. Same thing here. Project that in there. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to draw the bottom lens thing. Now, here's the weird thing, right? That comes out forward, right? Where does it come out forward to the lenses? It's hard to say. Does it cross here? Does it curve out further? How does that happen? Well, I'm not exactly sure why it curves out farther, but it does. So I think what I'm going to do is make it come to this corner. I don't know, maybe I'll make it come out a little farther. It really doesn't matter, and I really don't know. It's very hard to tell where the bottom of this should follow. Maybe we can get a hint if we look at the images real quick. So, oh look, it does. It like comes, almost like follows it, but comes further out. Right? Maybe that's what it's doing. It's hard to tell. In this image, you can't really see it. Can't really see it. So yeah, no, look, it starts farther in and comes further out. Okay, cool. That's good. So it's got to come further out. I'll make it to go to about there. All right, and I'm really just winging this at this point. But what we can do in a minute here is now you got to make sure you're connecting to that point you projected, right? So let's see here. I want it to snap to that bottom line. All right, and just like we did in that other sketch, I'm going to have to dimension this just to make sure it's in the right position vertically. 0.555, say 0.55. That's crazy. No, that's not good. Let's make it 5, 6. That's a little better. And we'll do the same thing over here. From that point to this point. I guess maybe I should make it bigger, 0.57. That'll look better. Maybe. So the reason I'm putting dimensions on those is to make sure they're symmetric that way. And then we're going to do an arc. You know, I think I got to go farther. Got to get it like up here. Let's try 0.59, see where that puts us. Yeah, there we go. 5.9. I kind of lost track of what I was doing there. Got to make sure that is farther in it appeared in that one image. Now we're going to do the arc. Go from here to here, and then to there. All right, sticks out a little farther. Finish sketch. Looks good. Now I just want to. Looks like I'm going to turn off the visibility of some of this stuff. No, I guess it's just not much to be done there. So that line's there. It's not. Now keep in mind, this line is just residing on that work plane, right? It's not in the right position yet. We got to draw what it looks like from the front view now, and do an intersection curve. So we're starting another 2D sketch. All right. So again, remember I projected those points in there, so this line would connect to this line. Now another 2D sketch on the front work plane, which appears to be, it's a little hard to see, that work plane. We've got to project geometry first, just like we did for the top part of this front bumper, front panel, whatever you want to say. I need to project that corner in here, right? Definitely that point right there. All right, I'm going to need the other corner point there, that one right there. It's a little bit hard to see, but there it is. Then I got to, again, project where the curve is. So I got to project that corner of the curve. I got to get the other corner up here of the curve as well. All right. Project geometry is so neat. It just puts it in whatever plane you're in, you know. And then again, the whole point of that is so that when you actually start sketching things, they're absolutely going to be lined up. They have to be lined up so the intersection curve will work right. Right. So now I know if I start a line there, it's in the same coordinate in that work plane as it is in the other work plane. They just have one dimension different, right? And then here, I'm just going to follow the sketch. All right, I'm zoomed in pretty far here, so that's not the best idea. But now this, I notice, is just a little asymmetric. It's not asymmetric, mine isn't. It's asymmetric the way the sketch is. This sketch should be moved a little bit to the right, possibly. You can kind of see on here, you know, that should, if I move this whole sketch to the right, it would be a little bit better. But as long as I'm centering everything in my sketches I'm doing now, it's going to be fine. It's not gonna matter. All right, so we have our two lines. We have the front view of this and the top view, and then we do the intersection curve. It'll work. I hope. Start 3D sketch. Intersection curve. Sweet. I was a little worried. I forgot. I had to shoot this video again. Well, not shoot it again. This is the first time I've done it this way. I figured out that the key to this was getting these work points where you want that, where you need them, right? And the way I did it before introduced projected lines in there that I couldn't then delete, and that was a problem. So now when I do this, all right, hit OK. Let's check it out. We got our bumper, I hope. A little bit hard to see again. Let me make these sketches I use not visible anymore. Cool. I think we got it. Wow, that was a lot of work. So now we're going to have a gap where the headlights should be, and we'll model that in later. But that looks pretty darn good, man. Line. Let's look at it from the side view and make sure it follows that line the way we want it. Look at that. Boom. Goes down to here, curves around. You notice how it gets flat here? That's okay. What that is the line going down, right? And then that's the curve in front, which is flat on this thing. Oh, got prayer. So there's that line. Wow, that was tough stuff. Now we got to do the bottom line here. Now this one resides in a flat plane, so that's going to be nice. However, it's a little bit tough. I'm actually going to go into that same sketch, right? I'm going to start that one by projecting some geometry. I'm going to project this corner point. I want to put a point here, right? This is where I want the bottom of this to be, all right? I'm going to get that now because I think I'm going to need that, right? I'm going to need that from the top view. Now, front view. All right. Top view. We can't, unfortunately, with the top view, we can't see that line underneath there, right? We can't see it. That's unfortunate, right? We can see it from the front, though, and that's what the key is going to be here. So, go over to the front here. I say front of the car, but it's a left in my drawing setup here. I'm going to start a sketch, finish that middle sketch I was just editing. I'm going to start a sketch, another new one on this work plane. All right, I need to get that location pinned down. All right, so check this out. I'm going to add a point there. Now I got to get the geometry of that point in here. So project that geometry in here, right? And then also, actually, you know what I can do? Oh no, that'll be fine. Now, when I am in this sketch, I can add a point there. All right, snap horizontally with that one over there. All right, this one here. Let me go ahead and project this one over here now, the bottom corner. All right, add another point. All right, approximately right there. Dimension it. 0.45. I'll do this one also 0.45, even if it makes it look kind of strange. All right. So, this is interesting. So do I have to draw a flat line here? No, because I can just make a work plane, and then I'm gonna have to just do it by eye. All right. So now let's see what we got here. We gotta make a work plane where we want this bumper. So make this one. I'm gonna make this one not visible. Finish sketch here. For work plane, offset from plane. I'm gonna offset it from the horizontal plane here. All right, offset it from this horizontal plane. We're gonna do it like we did the top of this bumper. All right, but actually, oh, you know what? No, wrong way to make this work plane. Sorry. Plane, parallel to plane through a point. What am I doing? All right, parallel to the horizontal plane and through, you already have a work plane point there, through that point. All right, so now I'm going to be able to sketch that bottom rim. This is flat, so now I'll start a 2D sketch on this work plane. All right, so now this is where it all is going to have to come together. I got to project some geometry into this work plane. All right, I got to project these points I made here into this work plane. So project that point, that point, that point, and that point. All right. So now I got those 4 points in here. But then I got to know where to start it, right? I got to know where to start it. And that I'm going to get from that one I drew on the side, that very first point I drew, which is no longer visible. I think it was like sketch 25 or something. Yep, visibility. Got to project. We get back into sketch 29. This is going to be a bear showing this in class. You know, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be hard at home walking through this. You know, we're trying to be pretty darn precise here. Now, if this was a car I was designing from scratch, you could just go right to the 3D sketches and start like drawing these things out on work planes. But we're trying to be accurate in our engineering here. So now let's get back into this sketch. There's that work point. All right, so this bottom line has got to come from there, right? Or wait, no. I gotta get. I don't know where. I have to draw some construction lines here. All right, ready? Here we go. Construction lines. So this one here is where we can see that corner, right? So watch this. Sketch. Wait, I'm not in the sketch. There we go. All right. Let's get our head on straight here. Let's see. So that work point, it needs to be there, right? The bottom of this line. That's awesome. Right there. The bottom of it. That's going to be the bottom corner. So just so you see where I just put that, I put it on the work plane, right? Even with that bottom corner there. All right. And then that work point, wow, this is tricky. This point, the line that I'm about to draw needs to go to there. Oh, wow. No, it can't go there. It can't go there. It's got to go. Got to go there. Wow, that's interesting. So that's that bottom corner there. Now, let's see. This one here is there. All right, now I'm going to try drawing some lines. I don't like where that is, though. I think it's not in the right position. It's too far forward. I think it should be back here more. It should be below that. But that's not what that drawing shows. So let me see here. Yeah, look, that's back farther than the front. It should be. But at the edge, it makes it look not quite right. Oh, I see. I do have to do it by eye. All right. So those two work points, this is where the eyeballing has to come in. This line, this bottom line, it's got to go, has to go to there. Right? I guess I'll run it parallel. I'll run it parallel to that one above it approximately. So let me do this. Let me make this about parallel to that. I'm just going to call that good. Now up here, I got to run from this corner to the same point here. All right, let me get myself oriented here. Yeah, even to that one and approximately parallel to the line above it. Now I'll check the dimension again. Man, this is tricky. 3/8 we'll call it. Same thing here. All right, so those are even. This is. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's got to go. It's got to be even with that point there. So let me get them on the same level. There we go. That is already even with that one. All right, let me do our arc. Oof. Wow. So the whole thing here is, this is where the front of the arc's got to be. Let me show you what that looks like now. The whole trick here is drawing on that work plane, which has to then end up, let me make this sketch here not visible. Right? So I just drew on that bottom work plane, right? But it has to kind of bend in farther in the front, right? Like this goes down to there. If you look at the images of the front of it, they kind of taper down that way. Wild. And then the final thing here, right? Because now we got that line drawn in there. We just have to make a 3D sketch from there to there. So start a 3D sketch. That is some tricky stuff. They'll be talking about, oh, old Harmon did this one for 10 minutes. All right, from there to there, finish sketch. All right, let's get rid of the view of some of this stuff. People are worried about coming in after school, that's okay. We're gonna patch. Automatic edge chain is unchecked. Oh, it's not finding this line. Darn it. All right, so that just means something's not connected, right? Oh yeah, look at that. That is not connected right. It's the same thing on the other side. Oh yeah. I didn't get the right point there. Oh, I see what I did. Oh, check this out. Why not just do that? Why not just do a 3D sketch there? Classic. All right, so let's go into this sketch real quick. What did I do? I connected that to the wrong point. I don't even know what that point is. There we go there. Probably just do the same thing up here. Let's copy that point. All right, now let's try. So that's the other problem though. I need that line in there somehow. So let's see, include geometry. Although it's I won't trim that off, so it's probably not gonna like that either. Let's finish the sketch. Let's try patching. See, it's not finding those still. All right, well I'll have to troubleshoot this and I'll get back to you.